Oh, dagyo, my great grabbiness. Hold on to your various pants-having types, babes, cause we gon' talk about centipedes! Some of the greatest animals to bless this earth, and possibly my favorite animal of all time. You know, if you couldn't already tell, chilopods are just way too awesome to cover in one video. So for this episode, we're gonna talk about their terminal legs. Terminal legs, aka ultimate legs, aka butt leggies, aka rump wigglers, aka the touche tangolios. Back in the days of old, the peoples be thinking, aha, those must be to mimic antennae, as to fool the predators into biting its buttocks instead of its vital portions. Little did they know that while correct in some aspects, they barely scratched the surface of the tip of that iceberg. Well, first most and foremost, let's cover locomotion. In chilopods, a general observation is that the faster the centipede, the longer the butt legs will be. Yet when running, you'll see these legs aren't really involved in propulsion of the body, and are usually held in a pose not unlike a toe, delicately testing water temperatures. It's not their fault though, with how most of their coccyx are designed, trying to use them in movement is impractical. Their job is actually much more interesting than tinkling the ground. Those long gams aid in the sensitive balance and control while moving at high speeds. Essentially, longer legs allow faster centipedes to do an arthropod's version of drift racing. It's really funky because being a long-bodied animal makes speed tricky, let alone long-bodied animals with miles and piles of leg styles, where typically long-bodied want as few legs as possible. The hyper-tactile sensitivity and awareness helps in chasing down prey, or escaping predators, in case little Protelzo gets into trouble. Would you say that they'd be venturing into a zone of danger? Oh, twice! Take a look-see at these fancy gals. Flag-tailed centipedes shove subtly to the wind and say, "Hee-haw! I'm pretty and loud!" This is great for finding one another, or for perplexing potential Piccadilly predators from prancing into their person. Aside from being visually striking, these fanciest terminal legs can strike one another, create an alarming noise. When startled, the flag-tailed centipede will twerk in self-defense. Look at these thick centipedes. Their terminal legeronies are bulky and muscular, that they can anchor themselves from cave ceilings, also colloquially known as keelings, for picking ripe bats out of the air. Some genera of these cuties have terminal legs that are slightly askew. Many would take this opportunity to tease and mock and tease, but little do they know that these gams can grab prey by folding up like a penknife. Chilopoda isn't just all about big and colorful girls. They're also the small, pale, and often soil-dwelling gals. A handful of them, when threatened, can squirt a pseudo-silk from their terminal legs. It might not sound too impressive, but when you're an animal that small, sticky goo can be pretty fatal. According to the Linked article, centipede legs were tested, and kind of brutally, about other terminal leg properties. Essentially, they placed ethanol in tiny tools near various centipede butts. Those with terminal legs could, quote-unquote, smell the harsh chemicals and would move away, while those without terminal legs didn't notice the ethanol at all. As far as those tests go, many terminal legs act as chemoreceptors. If you want to read up more about centipede leggies, and I mean, who wouldn't? I'd highly recommend checking out this sweet article linked below. It goes further into depth for the curious, but it's also a pretty smooth read. Oh man, guys, oh man. Thanks for checking out my flavor taste styles. Be sure to share it with your grandma. These videos are swear-a-cuss free and educational, perfect for your chillins or your elderly types.